So this video is entitled Most Horrible Ab Exercises, and some of them are pretty tough. What I would consider these are to be certainly your different ones from your normal ab crunches or your sit-ups. So here is a whole bunch of exercises which absolutely destroy your abs, and some of them are very, very difficult. This one here I consider to be quite a plyometric. You need to have an explosive power. I'm using 9 kilogram weights. It's actually more difficult the lighter the weight, because you have less momentum effectively to get yourself up. So you're just lying on the ground, heels close to your bum, weights behind your head, and then you're pulling the weights over as fast as you can, so that's using the upper part of your abs, and then you're bringing yourself right up into a standing position, and then just lowering yourself back down. Where you'll feel that probably the most is actually on the way back down, but that's a good one for explosive ab exercises. And here is another one where what I'm trying to do is, so this is not just a reverse crunch, this is a reverse crunch with a twist. So this should be working some of the obliques and also your lower back as well, because you're giving that a good twist while you're doing the exercises. Try not to twist too much, because you might slightly hurt your back if you twist too much, obviously. But certainly bringing this up, you bring your lower back off the ground, so you're not really rubbing skin against the mat or anything, and you're giving yourself a good little twist. I'm having my hands under a weight, or you could be holding on to the mat that you're sitting on, and that will help counterbalance the movement of your legs. But yeah, that's really good, getting to about 90 degrees. Now this one, although it doesn't really look like an ab exercise, it looks like a press up and a back exercise, you really feel your abs being used while you're doing this, because you're really having to counterbalance the imbalance, because you're really having to put all your weight onto one arm as you lift up with the other. So a real kind of good core exercise. And then if you want to make it more difficult, like what I'm doing here, is I'm bringing up a leg at the same time. So I'm effectively balanced on one arm, one leg. This also requires a little bit of coordination and memory, because you've got to remember, wait, which leg am I lifting, which leg am I raising, and all that kind of stuff. It's actually very, very difficult. Don't manage to do much of that. Here it is just from a different angle. The one thing I would also say is make sure that you have your feet apart. Trying to do it with your feet. The closer you have your feet together, the more difficult it is, because effectively your balance is much less balanced. I don't know what I'm saying. But yeah, trying to do that, I would say start off with both your feet on the ground, just lifting up the weight, and then once you can figure out what you're doing, start doing both leg and arm raises at the same time. That really works the sides of your tummy. Now, that was just on the ground. Here, what I really like is using the Swiss ball. The big blow-up balls are the Swiss balls. A simple one is almost like the reverse crunch, where you've got your feet on the ball. Here, I like to think of it more of as a really nice stretch of the abs as well. So really push the ball out as well as bringing it in. To make it a little bit more difficult, do it with one foot. Actually, I say a little bit more difficult. This is hella difficult, because you've got to really have a lot of balance and a lot of abdominal control to make sure that the ball doesn't go pinging away around the room, which will happen a lot of time. If you're doing this, don't do it in a full gym with a lot of people, because you will fall off and the ball will start bouncing all over the place. Now this is my most horrible ab exercise, almost, I think. Certainly top two. So I'll show you it from a different angle here. Both feet on the ball, so you're working your core. You're in almost like a plank position, which is always using your abs. And then you're bringing your leg through and out to the other side. So there was one example where you do this with your feet on the bench, and you bring your knee to your right knee to your left elbow. But this, I find, is much more of a good stretch, and it requires a lot more balance and a lot more concentration, I would say. But yeah, here I think I'm trying to do as many reps as I can. I think I get up to about 8, and that is really killing. And the good thing is, it's killing the whole body at the same time. So my shoulders are getting a workout, my arms are getting a workout, and my abs are getting a workout, and it's also the side bits of the abs as well. And the great thing is, it's not a sit-up. Thank goodness for that. So yeah, here is just mixing it all up together, and then doing the single leg reverse crunches. Upside down reverse crunches, if that's what you want to call it. And yeah, pretty difficult. Another simple one is a reverse crunch, but this time with a ball in between your legs. The reason for that, for me, is that it restricts your movement of your legs, so you're not pushing up with your legs once you're up there. And you really have to focus a lot more on your ab muscles, really pulling your legs up. And obviously have your hands down beside your butt. Now, is this the most difficult exercise in the world? Yes, it is. One-footed Swiss ball arm raises, like that. I didn't know if it was actually possible to do. This requires balance, strength, core abilities, which I don't actually possess at the moment. So my feet are on the ball, and I'm trying to do the arm raise exercises, and I've only got one foot on at a time. So the balancing is just too difficult. I'm just thinking to myself, can I actually do this? Here it is from a different angle. I'm getting a little bit better at it in this one, but this is definitely what I consider to be the most horrible ab exercise, because trying to do more than 5 or even 2 of these is near on impossible. Because you've got to balance with one foot, you've got to go right over out of your equilibrium, so your abs have to really hold your body like that, and then you've got to pull up with your hand there, which is again totally throwing you off balance, which means your abs are having to really control your body there. The amount of proprioception and everything that you need for this is sky high, so much more than a simple ab crunches or sit-ups. So yeah, give that a go. That's what I consider to be my most horrible ab exercise. Good luck.